This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So as we drive through these villages here in the Sahara, it's important to remember these villages were graced by hundreds, maybe thousands of tzaddikim, chachamim throughout the generations, throughout the ages, and most of them nishkechu kemeis milev. Most of them have been completely forgotten. These are names that we don't know about. We don't know about their teachings. We don't know about their writings. Just in Marrakesh, in the cemetery we went to, where there were hundreds of chachamim buried, there were 50 great notable tzaddikim. Rav Shlomo Uzenkut, Rav David Elbaz, Rav Yosef Hakon Al-Chadad, Rav Avram Asulin, V'chahina, many tzaddikim, many chachamim that unfortunately were forgotten. What's the reason for this? We remember the chachamim and the tzaddikim everywhere in the world. We remember the chachamim and the tzaddikim everywhere else in the world. Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Russia, Ukraine, Spain. Why is it that the chachamim of Morocco, many of them, hundreds of them, rubam kikulam, have been forgotten? And there's one primary reason for this, and that is because the printing press never came to Morocco. There was no Beit Hadfus in Morocco, and therefore the manuscripts of all these chachamim have remained for posterity in manuscript form. They've rotted, they've disintegrated, and unfortunately most of them we don't have anymore. There are only two exceptions. There are two exceptions of chachamim who we were successful in remembering because they managed to get out of Morocco. There's somebody by the name of Rab Shalom Buzaglo. Rab Shalom Buzaglo actually is the collector of the Perush on the Zohar of the Chachmei Marrakesh, called Leket Shoshanim, and he made his way to London. And Rab Shalom Buzaglo printed one of the most important works ever on the Zohar. It's called Mikdash Melech, Perush Mikdash Melech. This is one of the most important commentaries and well-known commentaries on the Zohar. And you could go to London today. Rab Shalom Buzaglo is buried in London. And the reason we know about Mikdash Melech is because Rab Shalom Buzaglo managed to get out of Morocco and publish Mikdash Melech. The most notable exception of all the Chachmei Morocco that is known to us is Reb Chaim ibn Attar, the Orach Chaim HaKadosh. And the reason we know about the parish of the Orach Chaim HaKadosh is because when the Orach Chaim HaKadosh made Aliyah, when he left Sali to go to Eretz Yisrael, he took his manuscripts with him. He went via Italy, and in 1742 he published Orach Chaim HaKadosh in Venice. So the reason we are so familiar and the reason we revere the name Orach Chaim HaKadosh is because Orach Chaim HaKadosh, the Hashgacha Pratit, managed to get his manuscripts out of Morocco and publish it in Venice on the way to Eretz Yisrael. Says Rabbi Yosef Hillel, had the Orach Chaim HaKadosh remained in Morocco, it is very possible we would never have known about the Orach Chaim HaKadosh. So we drive through these cities, and it's somewhat of a miracle that we could visit their kvarim and we could learn a little bit about them. But the main reason that we've forgotten about them is because there was no publishing house here in Morocco. Now we could understand a little bit in the writings of the Ben Ish Chai. Ben Ish Chai talks about when his brother's business collapsed and he didn't really have a source of income. The Ben Ish Chai said that greater than the pain of not being able to support his family, greater than the pain of no longer being able to be on the giving side, is the fact that so many of his Svarim remain in manuscript form and he's not able to publish them. And the Ben Ish Chai actually had an ancient Sefer Torah that dated back many generations, and he sold the Sefer Torah to be able to publish his Svarim. So here we see the historic importance of the publishing house, the printing press, and the absence of it is why very little is remembered about the Chachamim of Morocco. Zechusam Yagin Aleinu.
You've You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.